Good morning, fathers of daughters. This is FMB Martin, and welcome to another live stream. Yes, sir. Welcome to Girl Dad YouTube channel. I welcome all fathers, regardless of your ethnic group, background, and or cultures. This is a YouTube channel for fathers of daughters, aka Girl Dads. We are in the house this morning, fathers. I hope you're doing well on this Sunday morning. Mi amigos, bienvenidos. Aquí. ¿Cómo te sientes hoy? Gracias. Okay, fathers, we're here for another live stream. And fathers, what we're going to be talking about this morning is the blessings of parenting. Let me repeat that. The blessings of parenting. Okay, fathers, when we're the parent of baby girls, when we're the parent of children, we're blessed. Our children are a gift from God. We are so blessed to be able to have our children in our lives. And since they are a gift from God, they make us better in every way, shape, or form. They are a gift given by our beloved God, given to us to be able to raise, to be able to make better humans, to be able to strive for, to be able to be consistent for, to be able to love unconditionally. And there's a lot of blessings in parenting, let me tell you. I believe I am the father of 4 adult daughters, 36, 30, 26, and 24. And let me tell you, my baby girls are the best thing that ever happened to me in my life. I would not be the man I am today if it wasn't for my baby girls. They have made me better as a human being. They've made me better as a father. They've made me better as a man. I give all honor and glory to God for him allowing the gift of my daughters in my life to make me a better human. You know, fathers, I just believe that when it comes to parenting, the learning curve is going to be steep, but it's going to be steady. And we have a lot to be grateful for, and we have a lot to be thankful for in being parents. Because not all people are good parents. Not all people should be parents. And when God gives you the gift of children, it is one hell of a responsibility. But there's so many blessings that come with rearing children, having them in your life, having to look out for someone that you have a direct say and impact in, helping them become compassionate, empathetic human beings in the long term. So fathers, it's a blessing. It is truly, truly a blessing to be a father of baby girls. It's a blessing to be a father, to be the first love of our daughters, to be able to show these young ladies what true men are, that there are good men in this world, right? We have that responsibility, fathers. Birth to 18 years of age, we have that responsibility. So, fathers, I have some good videos that I want to share with you today. And we're going to be talking about the blessings of parenting, because there's so many good blessings that God is going to bring into our life through our children. I believe that. I've lived it. And I'm thankful and grateful for all my baby girls. You know, raising 4 adult daughters, birth to 18, it was such a challenge. So many rewards, though. So many rewards. And just the blessing of me being able to be in their life and be able to instruct them and guide them, nurture them, keep them on the right path. Just being able to grow as an adult human myself, becoming the man that I've become today because of my baby girls. So fathers, when we have daughters, we have a huge responsibility in front of us. We are going to either make them believe in man or not believe in man. We are going to be able to show them that there are great men in this world and don't believe the hype of social media platforms and the internet into thinking there aren't good men. As long as we, their fathers, built the relationship, birth to 18 years of age with our baby girls. There's no reason for them to ever want to go out in the world and select any man less than their father. That's our purpose. That's the influence we have over our daughters' fathers. It's a huge influence because our baby girls are our first love. So they're always looking at us. They're always going to check us out. They're always going to challenge us on many, many levels. But like I said, the blessings of parenting, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. I loved being a father. I love being a father. I loved all the different stages of development, birth to 18 years of age, all the challenges, all the successes, the highs, the lows. It was challenging. But if I had to do it all again, I'd do it the exact same way, fathers of daughters. I would, because I loved parenting. I loved fatherhood. The best stage of development for me was birth to 10 years of age with my baby girls because I was able to keep them all together. So being instrumental in that, going through their puberty with them, watching them change from preteen into teenagers, into young women, into adult women, purely by the grace of God. All right, fathers. So I want to get into these videos, and I want all fathers, I want you to have open mind, open spirit. Grow That YouTube channel is all about education through information and instruction. This is my way of giving back to all fathers because one of my goals is to help fathers understand our sense of urgency in order to build long-term, sustainable relationships with our baby girls. And since I've been through every stage of development and I'm at a different stage in my life, this is my way of giving back to fathers because I know there's a lot of fathers that struggle with raising their baby girls. But I want to give you hope. There's tons of resources for fathers of daughters, grow dads. There is. If you find yourself struggling, fathers, reach out for resources through YouTube. Reach out for resources in your community, right? There's no excuses today for us not to be the best fathers, the best parents we can be, because the blessing of parenting will come to us as long as we do our part. God is really to bless. He is willing and able to bless us as long as we do our part, fathers. Okay? All right, fathers. Let's get into these videos. I think I'm going to show the first three back to back to back. Then I'll come back and give my commentary on the first three videos, fathers. All right, fathers, welcome. It's going to be a great live stream. I appreciate you all. And let's do this.
Hi, I'm Dr. David Holtz, and I'm a general pediatrician with Marshfield Clinic Health System. And I'm here today to talk about being a new dad, something that's exciting and can be scary and everything in between. Just to know that in the process of delving into fatherhood, you are likely going to encounter a lot of questions. And in a class that I teach, we often address a lot of those questions, including how to change diapers, how to prepare a bottle, and basically enter into a lot of those things that fathers are questioning about how to be a father, how to be effective support to their significant other as well. One of the things that fathers often ask are, how can I balance caring for my baby with also not spoiling my baby? And it's important to know that with having a newborn, babies really can't be spoiled during the first year of life because babies don't really have wants, they have needs. Babies need to be fed, babies need to sleep, babies need security, and they need love. And so when we think about needs, those are things that we have to give a baby for a baby to thrive. As we think about a baby's needs and how to interact with a baby, some fathers can be afraid of even holding their baby. I remember when I had my first son, I was honestly terrified to even hold him. And certainly mothers play a primary role in feeding and caring for your baby, but as a father, you play an important role too, and we want to make sure that you are able to bond and connect with your baby. And some practical ways to do that, in addition to considering bottle feeding your baby and being able to support mom through feeding. Other ways to support and bond include reading with your baby. When we think about development, communication and speech are things that are formed really early on, and in a practical way that you can engage and help your baby grow in communication is to read. All right, so being a new dad, again, trying to find that balance of how to care for your baby and how to care for yourself and care for mom, again, can be a really hard balance. And we know that we are always best serving others well when we're also healthy ourselves. And so finding that balance and finding the things that are important to you to keep you healthy mentally and physically is really important. Always encourage early on, if possible, to find a time for you and your significant other to get away, even for an hour, to have someone available to watch your baby, so you guys can focus on your relationship, because your baby is going to quickly eclipse everything else in your life. And though that's appropriate in a lot of ways, we want to make sure that you have a balance in your relationship too, because that will make you a better mother and father down the road. So prioritize early dates and time to get away. Also, when I try to encourage fathers how to be supportive, feeding is a huge one, and ways to encourage mom early on in breastfeeding, because we know that breastfeeding is hard sometimes, and that can be really stressful for moms who are entering motherhood with questions and doubts about how well she's going to do with being a mother, and feeding is such a critical component of that. If breastfeeding is a challenge, that can be really discouraging to mom, and there are ways that as a father you can help. So simple words of affirmation saying, hey, that was a great feed, baby latched well, you did awesome. Those are really powerful things that can encourage mom in ways that you may not possibly be able to understand. Being a new dad is stressful at times, and at moments when you may be alone with your baby and you're trying to give mom a break, and your baby is crying, and you've tried all of the strategies to calm him down, and you find that those aren't working. And so make sure you have someone that you can call to have over, or to come over and be able to relieve you, because that will be an escape for you if and when you need it. So I encourage you, if and when those moments arise where your baby is inconsolable and you just don't know what else to do, feel the freedom to lay your baby down in your crib and allow him to cry. Put an earbud in and listen to music or something to be able to separate yourself from that for at least 5 minutes, or even 10 minutes, because at the end of the day, a crying baby is a safe baby. So final thoughts about being a new dad. It is an amazing experience, and it can be an exhausting experience, and you may and likely will go through the gamut of all the emotions throughout the process of being a new father. If you experience sadness and even question why you became a father, why you thought it was a good idea, again, know you're not alone. If you are wondering about something, please ask. Please engage with other friends who have gone ahead of you and have experienced those moments, because there's great value and wisdom from that. Talk to your pediatrician, talk to your parents, but don't be afraid of asking questions, because that's how you'll learn, and that's how you'll become a better father. So I wish you the best of luck as you travel down the path of fatherhood, and know that you are not alone in the process.
Hi, I'm Nicole, the RN birth designer for Sanford Women's, and today I have Mike with me to talk about how to prepare to be a new dad. Mike?
All right, the first thing we're going to cover is how to hold your newborn. The first hold we got is the football hold. This is the classic hold, 3 points of contact, just like a football, far more precious than a football, but hold them like this. Hold them nice and tight. They don't want to be out here unsecure. The whole point of the football hold is to be safe and secure, give them that sense of security. Second hold is if you're up late at night rocking the baby and she or him is being a little fussy, just snake that second arm underneath here and just rock them. You can close your eyes, pretend you're sleeping, and you're going to save your lower back. This hold's great for prolonged holding. The third hold we got is the snuggle hold. Flip them up on your shoulder. Remember to keep your hand in the back of the neck up until they gain good neck control, which is going to be about 4 or 5 months. So make sure you got them nice and tight here. You can snuggle in here and just enjoy those first couple months of being a father.
And Mike, I know you have a daughter, Julia.
Mm-hmm.
What was her favorite hold?
Her favorite hold, she liked the football hold, but if she got really fussy, there was a hold we were taught in one of the other classes Sanford offers that you could just take your other arm here, put it on the chin here like this, and just flip them over. Their legs ideally will drape off of your arm. The arms will hang down. And I would just kind of swing her like this, and she would instantly calm down. It was amazing. So you can do that hold as well on top of those 3 basic holds.
Next, we're going to talk about something all dads need to know, how to change a diaper.
Yes, how to change a diaper. A wonderful thing for all dads to learn. So you got the diaper on the changing table. I position the head closer to this side so I have more room to work with. Got your wipes usually up top here. So you got a dirty diaper. Usually on the way to the changing table, you figured out whether it was a number 1 and a number 2 by smell, or some people can feel. After 2 years, I still don't have the feel test down. I just sniff. So got the diaper. Before we do anything, I pull out my drawer. I always keep the new diapers in a drawer right underneath here, so they're handy. Here's my new diaper. Just set it on next down to the head, like so. So it's all nice and ready for you. Dirty diaper, I like to hike their legs up. So they're out of the way. Tab, tab. If it's a number 2, I like to pull the diaper off and then do 1 strong wipe down. Take that away and then lift them up. Lift them up like that. Take your wipe. 1 strong wipe down the back. You don't want to go back to front ever on any child. You want to keep the fecal matter away from the front side of the groin area. So 1 strong wipe. Put that in the dirty diaper. If it's clean, you can lay them down on the table. Finish up wiping. Always from the top down. Wipe, wipe, wipe. Clean it up. Throw those in the old diaper. Roll the old diaper up into a little tiny football. You can dispose of that one in your diaper genie or your trash can, anything you have next to you. Get rid of that one. You got your new diaper. Take that one. Tabs nice and open, ready to go. Lift up the back side. Put it underneath. Pull it out at this point. Check to see if there's any diaper rash. You're going to take your diaper cream that you have readily available at all times. Put the diaper cream on there. If you see any redness, light pink, better to nip it in the bud right away. Diaper rash on if you need it. Diaper rash cream on if you need it. For up the front. On newborns, they have the umbilical stump up front here. And that takes about 1 to 2 weeks to fall off. So in that time, you can fold the top of the new diaper down. Some newborn diapers come with a little cutout already on the diaper. So if that's the case, you can just do it like regular. If not, fold it under, tabs, you have your changed diaper.
Now, you have any tips that you've noticed with Julia for diaper changing?
Yes, 1 tip, make sure they have these frills on every diaper here. Make sure the frills are always out. I always lift the leg, go around, make sure it's all out. If the frills are tucked underneath, the next time they have a bowel movement, it might squirt out the side because you're kind of breaking that safety seal there. So make sure the frills are always out.
Next, we'll talk about something all parents deal with, crying.
Crying. So there are 4 basic cries you have to deal with. The first one is the lonely or just they're bored. So it's a soft, fussing, just an uncomfortable cry, nothing too major. If they're lonely, it just means they're crying out for some attention. They want mom or dad to come. So just come pick up baby, rock them, that'll soon fade. If they're bored, you're playing with them and they just start fussing, just means they want to do something different. So just change the activity you're doing, you'll be fine. Second cry is hungry. And after a couple weeks, you'll be able to tell the hungry crying pretty easily. Basically, anytime they're rooting, smacking their mouth, putting toys, things in their mouth, if you're holding them and they're just searching for somewhere to suckle, they're hungry. So get them some food and that crying will soon subside as well. The third type of crying is the pain crying. So this is a loud, intense cry. It's going to start right away. You're going to notice something's wrong. They get your attention. A lot of times with my 2-year-old, the pain cry came with gas pain. She had a lot of gas pain. And so it'd be instant, and you'd go and you'd kind of check them out, check the diapers, see if there's any diaper rash, because that's also a pain cry, likely source. But gas pain, we would just bicycle our legs, try to work that gas out. That would help. So just check them over if they're doing the pain cry, loud cry. If you kind of checking them over, don't really see anything, just bring them up, hold them in the snuggle hold, comfort them, rock them. If you have questions, you can call my Sanford nurse. So you can get rid of the pain-like cry by just looking and addressing the issue as you see it, or just soothing them and calling for more information if needed. The fourth and final cry is the tired cry. Tired cry starts soft, and the more and more tired they get, the louder it gets. So if it's nap time and they usually take a nap around 1 in the afternoon, and it's 12:45 and maybe they got up a little early from their last nap, they might be tired already. And if you're like, well, it's not nap time yet, I still have some time, that crying's going to get louder. And the more you ignore it, it'll get louder and louder. So when it's the tired cry, just put them down for a nap and they'll be fine. They'll go to sleep, crying will cease.
Sometimes parents struggle with how much their baby's crying. And so if there's a point in time where you just need to walk away, what kind of tips do you have for those parents?
For the times where it gets really intense, there was one time, for example, where Julia, my 2-year-old, was hungry and tired at the same time. She was in her swing just screaming bloody murder. And I'm trying to reason with a 6-month-old, which doesn't work. Don't try to reason with your newborn at any age. They're not going to really know what you're talking about. So if you feel the frustration building, feel like you need some time to just cool off, I just took Julia, put her in her crib, put your child in a safe spot. Crib's usually perfect, playpen. Just leave the room. Just give yourself some time to collect your thoughts and to just cool off.
And the last thing we'll talk about today is one of my favorite things, bonding with baby.
Bonding with baby. Very important to establish that bonding relationship with you and your child. So the first thing, skin to skin / tummy time. Skin to skin is very important. It's basically just any time you have skin to skin contact with your baby. Very easy to do. One way I did it, I also included tummy time in it. My daughter would like to go to sleep on my chest in the very first few weeks. And so we'd lay in the rocking chair together, have my shirt off, and she'd have her diaper on. We would sit here and rock, and it's skin to skin. And then anytime your child is on their tummy, it's considered tummy time. So up against your chest to chest is tummy time. Also, they have those semicircle pillows. You can lay your child on the pillow, and they're going to want to try to look around at what's around. And so they're going to try to lift their head, and that's also building neck control. And that's what tummy time's all about, is building up that mobilization of your child to be able to learn their motor control actions easier. Other ways to bond with your child: read, talk, and sing. Reading is one of my daughter's favorite things to do. The first time I read to her was actually when she was in the womb. I had the book and I put my head down on my wife's stomach, and then the second I said the first word, boom, I got a kick right in the face. And it was pretty amazing that was the first time I actually felt my child move. So reading is important, especially in our family. Read to your child, talk to them, singing. I like to make up songs while I'm changing my baby's diaper. Anything. They don't care what the words are. They don't care what the notes are. You don't have to be in tune. Just sing with your child. They love it. And just by singing, talking, reading with them, you're going to build that connection with them for the future. Sanford also offers a wide array of classes to help you learn different ways to bond with your baby.
Well, the most important thing is just to be there for baby and enjoy the experiences you have with them, right?
Definitely, yes. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time today, Mike. We appreciate it. And thanks for watching from Sanford Women's.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a tip for these new dads out here?
Yeah, man. I was thinking about that, and I'm sure it's already come up from someone, but I think that it's really important as a father to have other men that you can be mentally, vulnerable with. I think that like there's certain trials that come with parenthood, fatherhood. It could be the people around you just expect you to produce, and there's no real like appreciation for you being there. It could be people you feel used. Like you could feel used, or you feel like you never like the people around you don't don't like when you sit still and relax, or take a breather. It could be a gambit of different things, but I'm just throwing out a couple that I've heard fathers say. So I think that it's important for men, particularly black men, to have other bras who they could have close enough to really be able to talk, like have those conversations without it being like triggering or inflammatory to other people.
Definitely men being able to have conversation with other men, especially since our spaces are dwindling.
Yeah.
And not getting promoted.
Oh, we're definitely not getting promoted.
I'm gonna die on that hill.
Hey, please follow us on
everything.
YouTube, Instagram. Someone is messing with our numbers because too many people know our podcast, and our hours are not showing it.
Last Sunday, I'm at a shoot. It's 3 women in the room, and it's just me. And 2 of the women, one of the girls, she was 17, so she's not listening. But the mom and her friend both separately said, "Love the podcast." And maybe it's just me just knowing I'm the shit. I just always know people talking about the photography podcast, and they humble my ass every time, bro. Like, no, I'm talking about the dad's podcast. And then they both said they wanted to come on, and I was like, Mike gonna cuss y'all out.
No, I'm not. See, that's the thing. I do. So for one, I do not curse people out, man.
I've been telling Micah for a minute. Yeah, it's time. It is time.
It is time
to be nicer, or what?
No, for y'all to bring women to the.
Well, Mike got to be nice.
Well, that's the thing. I am definitely nice, but y'all know what I always say, right?
That's a lie.
Everybody gets all their credit, right? So all you have to do is just be willing to receive all of your credit.
Yeah, no, but okay. But bring some chicks in here who can handle themselves.
I would love it.
I'm gonna have to.
I would love it. Come in here and handle yourself. Be able to talk the facts. Matter of fact, what we need to put together for our congregation? We need to put together a book of just stats and facts. So when individuals come in here, man, we could just open up the good news and let individuals know that this is where it really is.
As you see, we have the flowers and you got in chairs. First of all, thank you so much.
What TV show dad would you compare yourself to? I would say the dad that I most am I closest to is the new version of Uncle Phil. I don't know if anyone watches the new version of Bel-Air. So the new Uncle Phil is just a cool dude who he's about his money, he's about his family, but he's very understanding where his kids or his nephew or Will can come up to him and ask questions he can answer honestly. I think about some of those old school TV dads, and I always remember those conversations like, you do what I do, not what I say, and there was no real dialogue. It was just like the father is the father and the son is the son. You have to listen to them.
Anthony Anderson and Blackish. Blackfish.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think that right there, you know, more modern, more nuanced. Old school ones, I'm not rock. You're not you know, I'm not none of them.
Yeah, I go with Bernie Mac. You know, I'm real comical, straightforward. You know, I don't do too much code switching with them. Same way I talk with like my homeboys and stuff like that. I talk with them straight, but yeah, that type of energy.
It wasn't looking good.
Everyone, my name is Troy. I'm a father of 3. Troy. Yes, all my sons are named Troy. Long story, but I'm celebrating Father's Day with them and wishing a wonderful Father's Day to you as well.
Is there anything you wish you had known before becoming a father? I would say I wish I knew how to balance my time better and prioritization, as far, because you never want to just chase the bag and then you miss first steps. And also the new value systems and morals that are coming about, the way things are more liberal now. That's not how I was raised. So I wish there was kind of like a guideline on how to approach certain conversations. Hello, my name is Mario Reyes. I'm celebrating Father's Day this Sunday with my beautiful wife, Chanel, and our 4 children, MJ, Mama, Alex, and Serena.
I think a common misconception is actually related to what I just said, is that like the nurturing is supposed to rest kind of solely with the mom. I think that it also is not, it's more of a both and. I think it's supposed to rest with the father as well, specifically towards daughters, but even towards sons. I mean, I think a lot of the things that we see show up later in life that men and like deficiency we might have are because, you know, our fathers maybe weren't as gifted as nurturers and didn't really tend to our hearts.
Hey, I'm Mike Davis, and I'll be celebrating Father's Day with my wife, Chrissy, and my 2 beautiful children, my daughter, Layla, and my son, Ian. And also going to be hanging with their grandparents, my father and my mom. So it's going to be good.
How much daycare costs?
Shit.
Camps.
In camps.
Yeah.
And all these activities that I used to beg my parents to take me to, all the programs I was at. But
they had to be cheaper back then.
It had to be. But look, I ain't gonna lie. I saw an old McDonald's commercial last night from like 1989. You know, a Happy Meal was only $1.99, guys. But like, no, for real, like I mean, again, it's one of those things that, you know, we all talk about wanting to have kids and have multiple kids. And, you know, there's this whole conversation about, you know, 1-income household versus 2-income household. Let me tell you, if y'all knew how much a good daycare costs. My name is Brandon Butler, and I'm going to be celebrating Father's Day with my 2 kids, Zoe and Zachary.
I think for me, one thing I wish I would have known is how many mistakes I would have made being a father, and learning to give myself more grace, being mindful that even though I have multiple kids, you're raising each kid as individuals, and each kid is different. So while I learned how to, I guess, do a good job raising my daughter, my son is completely different, and I have to learn to adjust my parenting style to this other human being. My name is Jamel Shelton, and this year I'll be celebrating Father's Day with my son William, my son Carter, and my beautiful wife Brandy. How do, as fathers, how do you all pour back into yourselves, right? I mean, we talk often about being the head of the family, right? And we're taking care of all these tasks, but how do you all find time to pour back into yourselves?
Nature and my passions. I'm good to go 2 hours north, south, west, east of Atlanta, find a waterfall to jump into and a hike to have, and then just tend to my passions. You know, I'll poetry the shit out of anything.
I mean, I'm big on I invest in me. I just came from Lush and Atlantic City.
Bloody sacrificing.
Okay, fathers. What are your thoughts on those 4 videos? Excellent videos, by the way. Excellent videos. Just want to share those with you from the medical doctor explaining to new fathers what's coming, what to expect, to the father on changing diapers and how to comfort your child. To the Black fathers speaking about being vulnerable and just expectations. So, fathers, this is what Grow That YouTube channel is all about. This is what I bring and what I want to share with all fathers, regardless of what stage of development that you're at. I self-published a book called Daddy's Girls, and it's available at Amazon.com. Fathers of Daughters Grow Dads. And in my book, I speak about what I call 3 stages of development: birth to 10 years of age, 11 to 13 years of age, and then 14 to 18 years of age. And all of my videos, my live streams, are complimentary of my book, Daddy's Girls. So, excuse me, I'm coming down with a cold. I would encourage you to purchase my book and read my book. It's about 34 pages. It's a very simple read. I don't use any data or statistics in there because I think it was necessary for me to explain to fathers what's coming. I'm not trying to tell any father how to raise their baby girls. I'm explaining to fathers what's coming and what it looks like to build that long-term sustainable relationship with our baby girls. So, okay, fathers, I have a few more videos that I want to share with you. These next few videos are talking about what fathers can do. The next couple of videos are talking about the different trimesters in the pregnancy and of our wives or the mothers of our children, and what to expect during the trimesters. Okay, great videos as well. These are by, I believe this is by a doctor as well. So let me get it set up. Okay, fathers, these next 2 videos will be talking about pregnancy. Be a part of that. Comfort our wives, mothers of our children, and just being a part of that process. Okay, fathers, here we go.
Pregnancy is as unique an experience for every man as it is for a woman. Hi friends, this is Dr. Rajeshwari Reddy. I'm an obstetrician and a gynecologist and a laparoscopic surgeon from Hyderabad. Today we will be talking about role of fathers to be in pregnancy. Very less is talked about the impact of pregnancy and having a child on a father. It is mostly all about mothers, from selecting a gynecologist, how to take care of them, their medical requirements, their emotional needs, etc. So in this video, while we talk about how husbands can support their wives in different phases of pregnancy, we will also talk about what they go through in making of a good father. Let's start with the first trimester. While couples realize that they have missed periods, they do a home pregnancy test. When it turns out to be positive, they are very excited. This probably lasts for around, say, 1 or 2 weeks, after which the symptoms of pregnancy start bothering the mother. So, what can a father do in this phase? One should help their partners choose a good doctor, but give her options so that she should be the one to make a final decision. Being empathetic would be the first step. Adjusting to morning sickness, mood swings, vomiting, nausea, bloating sensation, constipation, anxiety, overactive bladder, altered behavioral patterns, suddenly not wanting to go out, or being averse to certain kind of food or loud music. All these symptoms take a toll on all mothers in the first trimester. And most of the men, it's very puzzling for them. They just don't understand why this is happening. And whatever they try to do in response to the symptoms that the partner is going through, everything just seems to go wrong. So at this time, the father just needs to be very calm, composed, supportive, understanding, and have lots and lots of empathy. And definitely, no father should try to be a counselor, trying to tell the patient that everybody goes through it and this is a common symptom of pregnancy, because at this point, women just need a listener. They already know what it is to be pregnant, just that they need a listener. So please understand that you are normal and you are not the one to go through it, but you have to be supportive. It's a little difficult for me to explain. While most men are very supportive, they have their own issues at handling this new situation that is gradually unfolding. So all the friends and family need to be supportive to the father too, apart from being supportive to the mother. Just be there physically for all the tests and checkups with your partner. Help her exercise, walk with her in open space. Try to keep her motivated, as in this period, she is definitely not motivated to exercise, nor she has enough energy to do anything, especially if she has a long day at work. Try to keep the house clean and smell free. Make sure there is enough natural light and ventilation so that she doesn't feel suffocated. Help her with small household works. Keep things in their designated places. Keep all medical records and medicines in one place so that it is handy for her. Save the emergency contact number of the doctor or the hospital in your contact list so that you don't have to search for it in the last moment. You never know when an emergency could just pop up. So just make sure you have the number ready. Thank you. Hi friends, this is Dr. Rajeshwari Reddy. Hi friends, this is Dr. Rajeshwari Reddy. I'm an obstetrician and a gynecologist and a laparoscopic surgeon from Hyderabad. Now, coming to the second trimester. The second trimester is comparatively a little less stressful. Actually, it's a little happy and exciting too. The growing tummy, the fetal moments, and hearing of the heartbeat, all this makes the couple actually feel the presence of the baby in their life. Try to be there at all ultrasound checks to hear the fetal heart sound and watch the baby move. Feel the baby movements on the abdomen of the mother. This makes her feel good and makes the baby feel secure. Support her to cope up with her body changes. Let her not be conscious of the weight gain or the growing tummy or the stretch marks that start appearing. If she has any food restriction, try not to get those food home or even speak about them. If she's advised restricted activity or bed rest, be there by her side as much as possible. Try to do common activities like watching a movie together, playing indoor games like chess or a carom or a video game. Do some stretching exercise and yoga with her. Walk together. Try to keep all things that she may need near to her so that they are reachable for her whenever she needs them. Stock some healthy, tasty snacks. Buy her some comfortable maternity clothes. Basically, what I want to say to all men is every woman needs to be pampered during pregnancy. Now, coming to the third trimester, which is the last part of the pregnancy and probably the most important part. So help her make a birthing program. This needs a lot of tender, loving care and a lot of emotional support. So one needs to be extremely patient. Many mothers have a lot of mood swings and anxiety disorders. So be more understanding towards your partner. Some women are simply scared at the thought of labor pains. So get counseling from your doctor, see your options for painless labor, help her make good choices. It's important to understand that you are in this together. Neither of you should feel lonely. Both should support each other. It so happens that most of the times everybody asks only about the mother, but it's about both of you. It needs tons of patience for probably a what seems to be like a infinite time. Just pamper her unconditionally and sometimes even because a pregnant woman deserves it. It's famously said that any man can be a father, but it takes someone to caution all fathers on things you should never say to your wife. Like, never say it's as difficult for me as it is for you, because it never can be. And when they have breakdowns, never say, why are you so emotional? This is just so normal. Instead, be more empathetic. Don't ever compare your wife to anyone. That would be a proper disaster. So don't ever say things like, my sister didn't have this, or my friend tolerated this better. So comparisons is an absolute no. And try to discourage your partner from doing a Google search of their symptoms or report. Every woman's experience is unique. Even in the same woman, two pregnancies are not always similar. So please don't compare your symptoms with others or Google them. Be loving and caring so that this journey is a very pleasant and memorable for both of you. Thank you.
Okay, fathers, what are your thoughts? Two excellent videos on the trimesters during pregnancy. I could tell you myself, particularly you new fathers, it's going to be a new experience for you. It's going to blow you away. It may feel overwhelming at times, but make sure you go to the classes with your wife or mother of your children to learn as much as you can about the baby getting here. And, just be prepared as best you can, fathers. I got to tell you, each one of my daughters, I was present. All the classes, learned how to, about the breathing classes and the birth classes. And it was all very helpful. Can, fathers. So we have to do. We have to prepare ourselves as best we can. And, like the good doctors talking, just have that compassion and empathy. And we have to go beyond making sure that our wives, the mothers of our children, are comfortable in doing our part, fathers. So it's a beautiful thing, and it's a learning curve. Trust me, it is a videos left, and then we'll end this live stream. So hopefully the technical issues will be okay for these last 3 videos. It's been an amazing live stream, and 3 videos left, fathers, and then we will end this live stream. I apologize, but technology is technology. It's only as good as it goes. So that's all we could do, fathers. Okay, let me get through these next 3 videos, fathers.
Hi. Hi, I'm Dr. Matthew Mason with Magnolia Obstetrics and Gynecology at North Oaks. As an OBGYN and soon to be father of 3, I understand the benefits of breastfeeding and the importance of supporting your partner throughout the breastfeeding journey. Breastfeeding gives babies a healthy start in life and helps provide numerous benefits for both baby and mom. As a dad, you may be wondering how you can support your partner and form your own bond with your baby. So, here are 4 steps to help support, encourage, and be involved every step of the way. Join her for a breastfeeding class to learn the basics before the baby arrives. The more you know, the more you can help support your partner. Help care for the baby in other ways. You can soothe, bathe, change, dress, cuddle, and burp your baby. Mom gets a break, and you get to bond. Limit distractions, and go the extra mile to make sure mom has everything she needs to focus on breastfeeding. Go grab her something to eat, grab her something to drink, help with chores and errands around the house, and look after your other children if you have them. Offer encouragement often. Tell her how proud you are of her and that she's doing a great job. Try to make her feel loved and appreciated through your words and actions. That breastfeeding takes time, patience, practice, and teamwork. Stay involved in the process and support and encourage your partner. This is a special time between you, your partner, and your baby.
Sometimes you're kind of just pushed aside, like just sit there and watch, or, I think back in the day, they actually had to hang out in the waiting room, which is fascinating.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another 5-Minute Fatherhood. So a lot of you guys have maybe a delivery. Your wife might be pregnant, about to get pregnant, or you might actually know around the date. You might end up in the hospital. In a birthing center or at home in a home delivery. What are some of the best ways to do that? And I have a friend, Kyle Ranson, who wrote this amazing article. It has like gosh, this is so important. Okay, the first thing he says is learn. Okay, know the basic nuts and bolts of labor. Terms like dilation and effacing. Like these, it's important that you know what's going on, figure out what's going on. There are a lot of things that need to happen, that decisions that might need to be made in the moment. This happened in a couple of our deliveries where suddenly like I found myself having to make the sort of deciding vote. And because I had learned a lot of these things, it was possible. There was actually one case in which I went against what the doctor wanted, and it turned out, not that it was a monitoring situation that could have really in created some problems for us later. And so I just said, hey, is there a way we can do it differently? And I knew enough about it that I was able to help redirect in that situation. Another one is be an advocate. Be the chief advocate for your wife. Don't rely on doctors and nurses to take care of her. You do it. Consider that the nurses and doctors are just there to help you take care of her. I love this point. So it's your job to be the primary advocate for your wife. A lot of things are happening in the hospital. Nobody is directly thinking about your wife and your baby as much as you are, right? Nurses might have 5 different people they're caring for. Doctors might be running around between 10 different patients. Like, you need to be the advocate. That's another reason why you want to be educated. And the last one he said is direct traffic. Once labor starts, your wife will be busy. So it's up to you to manage the traffic. This also applies to family and friends coming to visit all of you in the hospital after the baby is born. Like, take on that responsibility in the first few weeks. Like, understand where your wife's energy level is, how to protect her, how to protect your baby, how to make sure that you're introducing family and friends in a way that's really good for everyone. Like, don't be passive, guys. Like, you need to be sort of that traffic director and making decisions, and make sure that this is an experience where you want your wife to have a conversation with you a month after the delivery and say, wow, my trust for you went up a few notches because of what I experienced you do for me and for our family through that delivery. That is a huge win. And each one of you guys can really get to that win if you really think through this well and take on the responsibility. But Jeff, you guys have been through this 3 times.
Yeah, last couple of years, totally. I think exactly these 3 are huge, and what they all have the same theme of it's so much better of a process if the dad takes some ownership. I think sometimes in our culture, and our culture actually doesn't want you to. So sometimes it will be a little against the grain for the dad to take ownership, right? Sometimes you're kind of just pushed aside, like just sit there and watch, or, I think back in the day, they actually had to hang out in the waiting room, which is fascinating.
Right.
And
smoking a cigar.
Yeah, exactly. Is take ownership, right? And what that is take ownership of learning. You have to know the things. I mean, now at this point and in this season, I don't feel like I probably have heard, how far are you dilated or how far were you dilated, 100 million times between all the stories of the moms that come over and Alyssa and in the hospital. It's just like, that's what that means and how that ties to the narrative, which is fascinating. And then, advocate. I think that's another one as well too. Especially if sometimes you'll have a wife that, I'd say 1 out of 20 maybe are like, they almost want to be the one that's kind of like saying all the details and all that. And that's fine. But I think in general, the father can really help relieve a lot of that stress by saying, hey, let's do that. Like, if you know what your wife wants, because it's not you either. It's not what you think is the best idea. Saying know what she wants, speaking up for it. And then the direct traffic one is huge. I think, whether you're more of an introverted, extroverted, passive, active type of personality, I still think it's incumbent on you, especially in those early stages, to make sure you're the one sensing your wife's kind of bandwidth and how she's feeling, and then protecting and guarding against that with how you're letting people in the home.
What are some of the things that maybe I don't think that I can show up better, or what has been challenges that I haven't done?
In this particular context of like postpartum period, I didn't know what I needed, and neither did you. I wish you would have honored like a healing time and space for me right after. That didn't involve like having visitors and walking to the Grove and starting our weekly social events right away. I had a really tough postpartum period, and I feel like it lasted for several years. And so it's just given me this newfound passion in really helping mothers in the postpartum period, especially in the beginning. I feel like so much care and dedication should be given to mothers in that first 4th trimester is what is a common term for it, right? That first 3 months after they have their child, of like a lack of just society and this village mentality and community of people showing up and caring for the parent, especially the mother unit and this new child, in forms of proper nutrition and rest and simple things like helping them around the house. Like, how to do it, and they're doing it. We just have to remember how to do it for ourselves in this modern Western society. And so I'm just really passionate about trying to just educate us again of like, let's remember how to take care of our moms.
Yeah. We men have to show up better and hear that, and then make changes or show up in ways that we wouldn't think otherwise. So what do you think even if she just made it personally, like, okay, you said I do some of these things great. I show up. What are some of the things specifically?
Mm-hmm.
How could I have shown up better? Tell me.
Yeah.
What?
Well, again, I think it's no fault of our own. Like, I didn't know and you didn't know, but
You're protecting me right now, though,
I
because
know.
you're prefacing. Tell me what I could have done better.
I know you have this perspective of like,
Uh-oh.
let's keep it moving, which is fine. But I think for that period specifically, I didn't know it and you didn't know it either. It was like, let's start our Monday nights again, because you were just like, let's keep living life, which was fine in one sense. But in the other, I didn't know that my body needed to reset. My hormones needed to rebalance. Like, there's so much happening physiologically in a woman's body after birth that they just need like this peace bubble.
Okay. That's the first time I've heard that one.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the big lesson I'm learning in this is pushing out what doesn't belong to me anymore. You know, like setting those boundaries. I think women, and especially mothers, we take on so much. And we don't know how to set, or we're not encouraged, or we're not given the space to like assess what's ours and what's not ours, what we should and shouldn't be taking on. And I'll just say it, like, when you become a mom and the dynamic in that household is that the mother stays at home or is the main caretaker, that's a huge undertaking and job. And unless you have like someone that's living with you, you know, or a full-time nanny or whatever, like, there's so much. And I remember when I first became mom, I kept feeling like, okay, I got to find my next thing. I got to do my next thing. I was almost trying to like escape it. Like, I can't just be a mom. That's not enough. But it is enough.
And more than enough.
And more than
Right.
enough.
More than one person can handle.
Yes. So I'm, you know, finally starting to kind of like shed layers of like responsibilities and committees and just things that I know don't belong to me right now. And I know that when the kids get older, there'll be time to develop, to grow. And there's little pockets of time here and there. But just as my life as it stands now, this is my role and this is enough. And it just makes me so sad just how, again, forgotten mothers and children are. Like, there's no respect, there's no value, there's no monetary, you know, compensation for it. Like, and everyone came out of someone's womb. Everyone, we all do. So someone had to do it for you. And the fact that we don't place more value and attention to this, and I, you know, even though it like, it happens, you know, 9 months and they have it, and then and then they can be productive again. There's so much more to it that I think we're missing. And I think one of the solutions to just all the world problems will start when anything that we decide. I remember one mom shared this with me and my brain literally exploded. She said, I can't wait until we live in a world where everything, and I mean everything, is when it's thought of or created, the first question is, how are mothers and children involved or supported, or how do we take care of them in the process? When a park is being built, when a parking structure is being built, when a business building is being built, when a podcast is being created, like, how are mothers and children considered in this equation? What would it look like?
Yeah. Or policy and laws.
And policy.
Right? We would live in
Right.
a very different society if we treated every mother with the respect that she deserves. We'd all, right? Not just mothers.
We'd all benefit.
Well,
Yes.
you know how one of the ways we do that is me personally showing up differently or better or mindful. Justin, my brother, our friends, like, men have to then be mindful of that now, since we are oftentimes the ones in charge of policy and so much that if we hear these conversations and care about it and really see the effect that it has on women and mothers, and then we consider it in all that we do. Policy doesn't just change because it changes. It changes because the individuals change.
Yeah. The job of being a mother, to your point earlier, it feels a lot for one person because it was never meant to be for one person.
Exactly.
It was meant for a village.
A village.
A village was taking care of the children. And in a society, do you know who the village is? The government. That's why we pay taxes.
Right.
And in a civilized society, you put those taxes to creating that village with a social support that's paid leave, that's childcare, that's
Postpartum doulas.
Healthcare. Heard of it? Ever heard of it? Like just like providing mental health support to new
And
mothers.
don't just tell me I need antidepressants. That's not what I'm talking about.
Right. And also you can't even be on antidepressants when you're pregnant. I mean, this is a controversial take, but you know, some women are doing it anyways, but yeah, it's actually not a solution.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I'm with you. Like, I mean, I get so enraged when I see the way that we treat mothers. And, you know, we're having this conversation around male friendships and men have less and less friends. The people who spent the less amount of time with their friends because of the pandemic and during the pandemic were mothers. like women actually, as a result of the pandemic, lost more touch with their friends. And that's actually, again, it kind of goes against the thing that women are good at, which is building community. But if you put everything onto mothers, then everything will start to fall away. And there's also, I mean, I was kind of shocked to see this data that we spend twice as much time with our kids as we used to. Did you know? I didn't know this. Like basically, again, the expectation.
Oh.
Yes, it's just
I don't
the
know what that means.
expectation of parents being with their children.
Right.
Is much higher than it used to be. And now women are also expected to be incredible and superheroes and be a badass at work and spend twice as much time with your kids. Like, how is that? You know, so the math doesn't add up. And when the math doesn't add up, women take on, you know, and take it on so that society can continue.
Right.
But it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't.
Okay, fathers, another live stream. The blessings of parenting. I felt I needed to do this. I felt it was needed and I felt it was necessary for fathers of our baby girls to understand our sense of urgency. This is going to be a learning curve, fathers. And thank God for YouTube and all the tutorials that are available before you. You just have to do the research, fathers. But there's a ton of resources, and I'm a resource. So feel free to look at all my videos. I have different playlists on my YouTube channel that I've categorized all of my live stream videos. So have at it, fathers. I'm a free resource, and do your thing. Okay, fathers, another live stream. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you being present. All right, fathers, kiss them babies, hug them babies, love them babies. Tell them you love them. Show them you love them. All right, fathers, have a good week. I live stream once a week.